We have just hit 100,000 YouTube subscribers, which is absolutely wild. This channel began in 2009, and we would never have reached this huge milestone if it wasn't for every single one of you who subscribed to the channel. I know I haven't been around for as long as some of the other people who've been in charge of this channel over the years, but I am honoured to be the person to stand here today and say, wow, we hit 100,000 people. That's amazing. So I wanted to make this video today to thank all of you, every single one of you who subscribed to the channel on behalf of both myself and everyone else at Push Square. Here's to 100,000 more. We'll get the plaque eventually as well. Right now, to make up for that, I've got this copy of classic LucasArts PlayStation 3 release, Fracture, which I believe is just as prestigious as a plaque celebrating 100,000 subscribers. So as a little celebratory treat, I have created a video within a video that I think you're all going to love. Thank you genuinely for watching. I'll see you next time. Let's talk about buttons. No, I am, of course, referring to these kind of buttons. You love them, I love them, we all collectively love them. From making Nathan Drake do a very small jump to making Crash Bandicoot do a slightly larger jump, the possibilities are truly endless. What up YouTube, it's your boy Liam from Push Square, and I'm here today to bring you our list of the top 5 PlayStation buttons we love to push. In at number 5, we have R3. Forever living in the shadow of its big brother the L3 stick, which we're all used to clicking in order to run in most first-person shooters, R3 is often left underused and is underappreciated as a result. Well, R3, here's your chance to shine. You're doing a great job, and I love you for it. I can't think of a single time I've ever used you, but there's something quite endearing about how you keep showing up regardless. Rumour has it that most Sony execs wanted to ditch the ability to click it on the DualShock 4, but former president of Sony Interactive Entertainment Andrew House flipped a boardroom table when it was suggested in a planning meeting that it should be removed. Who am I to argue with Andrew House? His last name is the same as the building in which I live, so his opinions are alright by me. The L2 button on a PlayStation 4 controller is a beautiful thing indeed. It's ergonomically shaped in such a way that your left index finger can rest perfectly within its curve, ready to squeeze at a moment's notice. It's the perfect button, responsive, comfortable, and easily one of the best on the DualShock 4 pad. However, it's relegated to the 4th spot on this list because of its previous incarnation on the DualShock 3. Squeezing the trigger on a PlayStation 3 DualShock felt like trying to flick a light switch using a fork, embarrassingly difficult and completely impractical. Here's a bit of fun PlayStation trivia for you. The DualShock 3 triggers were reportedly fished out of a bin at Sony R&D by none other than Kaz Hirai himself. Supposedly, he then glued them onto the nearest 6-axis as punishment for everyone laughing at Eye of Judgment at E3 2006.
See, I place a card onto the screen here, and a monster instantiates.
To be honest with you, I fear Circle. What used to be in the middle? And what if it returns? Circle is a pretty cool button. In Japan, Circle is used to select and confirm compared to over here in the West, where we use the X button instead. It's a minor difference, but it's a fun one. It's believed the reason is that a circle means correct in Japan, whereas over here, we'd cross or tick something to denote the same thing. This hasn't stopped Circle being used for the same purpose across territories, however, like in the original Metal Gear Solid. Why? Who knows? It's a mystery only Hideo Kojima can answer, and he won't answer my phone calls. Still, did it feel weirdly futuristic to use the circle button in that one specific game to select menu items? Yes, it did. Is this the only reason why I'm putting circle at number 3 on this list? No. It also helps me dodge in Bloodborne or whatever. Personally, if it was up to me, I would replace the circle icon with that render of Nathan Drake smiling. Empty spaces terrify me. It's why I was so scared of Sony's 2019 publishing schedule. At the time of recording, I have no idea what the create button on a DualSense even does, but I do love a good mystery. And for that reason alone, it's one of my favourites. It's literally a button of possibilities, in which the simple act of pressing it could result in any number of actions and events. What does it create? A GIF? A video? A small ecosystem that lives inside the PlayStation 5? An entire civilization of miniaturized humans that build cities on the console CPU and view me as their infallible creator? A literal god? That's preposterous. And what if they start to ask me to solve their everyday problems? What if their prayers start popping up in my system notifications when I'm playing Demon's Souls and it gets too annoying? What if I grow weary of them and I abandon them? Or what if I trade in my PS5 to my local CEX and then my micro-population of worshippers are left without a deity? Can they bear to continue, knowing that God is dead? Will the resulting existentialism allow them to flourish or flounder? What will their output, their means of understanding the barren and empty space I'll leave behind in their society when I simply cease to be? Will they express themselves through art? Through music? Through performance? Will they create? They'll create. I get it now. Jim Ryan, you're a genius. At number 1 on our list, it is, of course, the best PlayStation button. X. Or cross, I guess, whatever. Since the PlayStation's inception, the X button has allowed players to gain access to worlds that lie beyond the imagination. Pressing X grants you passage to the vast valleys of Horizon Zero Dawn, the lush jungles of Uncharted, and the vibrant planets of Ratchet and Clank. It allows you to leap and bound across the very planes of existence. It lets you, see another player's profile page in PlayStation Home. The X button is as iconic as the PlayStation logo itself. It's synonymous with PlayStation and the experiences the system has played host to in the 25 years since the release of its original incarnation. The X button may be present on the controllers of other systems, but it doesn't stop it from being an essential part of Sony's brand. Press X to begin. It's a phrase that has been met with wide-eyed wonderment for decades, and with the upcoming release of the PlayStation 5, it's a phrase that's sure to delight and thrill an entirely new generation for many, many more to come. Why can't I understand you? Oh, I'm sorry, did you think I was going to say square? Look, I know everyone loves to push square these days, but when you think about it, square is actually a pretty rubbish shape. You try putting square tyres on your car and then tell me how great it is. Have you ever eaten a square donut? Of course you haven't. The edges would get stuck against the corner of your mouth and you'd have to go to A&E, and all the doctors would laugh at you and call you a Ronin for eating a food that contains too many right angles. I mean, I suppose the button itself is okay. I do have some fond memories of the square button, I guess. Pressing it for a light attack in Street Fighter, using it to reload in Call of Duty, even though I'd only shot one bullet. You know, my fondest memory might be when I was 6 years old. My parents bought me a PlayStation 1 for Christmas along with a copy of the original Crash Bandicoot, and after Insanity Beach faded into view for that first time, I pushed square. Crash spun in response, smashing a crate and causing an explosion of fruit to fly across the screen. I was instantly transfixed. This was a cartoon I was in control of. It was pure magic. A deep-rooted love that has remained ever since. Now that I'm really thinking about it, I suppose I have more of an affinity with this button than I ever realised. PlayStation has always been my favourite brand of gaming console, but I guess I'd never really considered its impact on me, not just as a player of games, but as a person in general. My entire life's journey has been influenced by these plastic boxes designed to entertain. I owe them, and indeed this single button, so much. And here I am now talking to you, no matter where you are in the world, via an outlet named after this one single button. This one button that changed my life. You're right. You've all been right this whole time. The best button we love to push is clearly up on the D-pad, because it lets me choose a menu item that's one above the one I'm currently on. Thank you very much for watching, and thank you once again for helping us reach 100,000 subscribers. I'll see you next time.